This is your video to help you to feel less lonely. Now, I see that smile on your face. That is a good sign. When you smile, you don't feel lonely. When you feel lonely, you don't smile. So let's talk just very briefly about a few things you can do to make yourself smile. Now, you can watch this video of me talking with you, as often as you like. And hopefully you'll internalize some of the points I'm going to tell you. The points that I think are worth addressing are the things that you can do easily without a lot of effort to change the way you feel from feeling like you're all alone to feeling that you have people around you that care about you and that you can count on. Feeling that you have people around you that you can count on and that care about you is probably the most important thing that you can do to overcome loneliness, because loneliness comes from feeling that nobody cares, nobody knows where you are at the moment, and that there's nobody that you can turn to should you need help. So let's briefly examine what this is all about. The idea that you don't have anybody that you can turn to if you need help is totally untrue, because you know that there are people that you can call, and you know that there are people that you can call, that people you care about and that care about you, that don't live near you, like your parents, that you can talk to if you need to. And then there are people that are in your location, that are near you, that you may not know them personally, but if you need help, they'll provide it, like the firemen and the police and the hospital emergency room and all that kind of stuff. But you don't want to you don't want to do that. What you have is, first of all, you have Onyx. Now, Onyx understands more than you might imagine, because he's intuitive, instinctive, and he can read your emotions. And I know that he needs to feel that you're okay for him to feel okay, so that as long as you're feeling content, he's going to feel content. And when you don't feel content, when you feel distress for whatever reason, he's going to absorb that and he's going to be upset, because that's how dogs are. They absorb our feelings. And that's not to make you feel guilty. It's to make you recognize that he's always reading your moods. And if you need help, he'll do whatever he can to help you, even if it's as simple as his just coming to your side and putting his head on your lap so you can pet him, or jumping in bed with you. And I'm sure that even though he's not a guard dog, that if you needed protection, he would jump to the occasion, because dogs are like that. Now, another thing that I want to mention is that loneliness is not so much not having people around. It's a feeling inside yourself that there's nobody that you can actually reach, because you can be in a crowd of people, as you know, and feel lonely. I mean, you could be at home with your parents, and if for whatever reason you've had an argument with them and they're not available to just talk to you or to give you company, you could feel lonely too, or if you feel that they're misinterpreting you or something of that nature. So loneliness is more something that you have, like a feeling inside, and you can change the way you feel. Just like you can change the feeling of depression to feeling okay, to feeling hopeful, to feeling content by changing what you're thinking, what you're telling yourself. Just like you could change the feeling of being scared or fearful to feeling safe by reminding yourself of all the things that you have that assure that you're safe and make you feel secure. You could change loneliness to feeling, what's the opposite of loneliness? What's the opposite of loneliness? So to change loneliness to the better feeling that you want to have and not feel lonely, we have to name what the opposite of loneliness is. Now, I think what comes to my mind that's the opposite of loneliness is companionship. Having a companion that understands you and that cares about you and that you care about that companion. Now, we could call it friendship, or we could call it having a mom or a dad around, or a sister or a brother, or two nephews that, like you and, look up to you and like your company. So the opposite of loneliness is having a companion whose company you like. A companion whose company you like. Now, you certainly have one right down below your feet. That's Onyx. He's your friend. He's your dog. He's your companion. He's your soulmate in a way. He's your guardian. And, he loves your company and depends on you, and you love his company. And so that brings up another point, that besides having a companion whose company you like, having a companion who needs you so that that your well-being, your mental state needs to be stable because you're needed, that helps to reduce loneliness, and he needs you. So when you think about how much he needs you and how capable you are of fulfilling his needs, which you do every day, I know that also will counter loneliness. Now, I want you to listen to this video that I've been making for you here a bunch of times so you can review the points I'm making for you. So we're talking about companionship. We're talking about feeling needed and actually being needed. We're talking about being committed to something. Okay. Now, while you're here by yourself, until let's say November or whatever, here in South Florida, perhaps you can find something to learn that you believe will be an asset to you and help you in the future. It could be taking a class, whether online or in person, to learn a new body of knowledge or develop a skill in something. In fact, if you took a class that was live or a class on Zoom, let's say online, that has other students, maybe you'll develop some friendships. It's a good way to do that. For years, I've studied the martial arts, and I made not lots, but I made some very good friends by going to martial arts classes and also going to work out at the martial arts gym. So it's one way to make friends, but it's also something that you can do where you become committed and enjoy developing a skill and getting better and better at it. Having a purpose, that's another thing that's really important. Like, there was a movie that once had in the beginning titles and preface to the movie, it said, the most important day of your life is not the day you were born. The most important day of your life is the day you figured out the reason that you were born, your purpose for being here. And being that I know that you're intelligent and well-intentioned, and that you've been through a lot and you've learned a lot from your experiences, I sure do believe that. I know that for a fact. You're not the same person that you were a year ago, and certainly not the same person that you were 3 years ago. You're not going to make the same mistakes. Well, maybe your purpose in life is to help other people that have gone through similar experiences as you have, that you were able to successfully survive the substance abuse, the psychosis, and I might mention being in a strange city, a strange town all by yourself and feeling lonely. And when you overcome this sense of being lonely and vulnerable and unable to handle things, feeling so miserable that you don't want to get out of bed till, noon or something. If you could overcome that, then you would have a lot to teach and impart to other folks who are in the same sort of shoes where they don't think they could get through it. And you could teach them how to get through it because you'll have done it yourself. But I know for a fact that you have definitely survived some serious life-threatening kinds of situations, as far as being a drug addict goes, as far as having had serious psychotic breaks. And here you are today, as sane as me, which is probably not saying much, and knowing that you're stable and knowing that, you have tools that you didn't have a year ago to deal with voices if they pop into your head, to help you to correct any decisions that you make that might be a mistake, or to help you to employ good judgment so you don't make unnecessary or costly mistakes. I'm going to leave you with this thought right now as I end this video for now. And the thought is very simple. It's in the form of a suggestion or maybe a prediction, which is really what a suggestion is. It's a prediction of what will happen. And it happens because it's pretty much right on. And my prediction or suggestion is that every time that you listen to me tell you these things, as you are right now, that you're going to feel more and more confident. I want you to trust me on this. You're going to feel more and more confident every time you listen to this recording. This recording is a short recording. It's under 15 minutes. And every time you listen to what I'm telling you, the ideas that I'm giving you are going to get fixed into your brain. They're going to get imprinted deeper, more fixed into your brain every time you listen. It's just a natural process. Repetition fixes things into your mind. And the more you conquer, the more frequently you're able to just temporarily overcome your loneliness feelings, the better you'll get at it. And the more confident you'll feel in yourself and your own resources. So anyway, listen to this recording a bunch of times between now and the next time that you and I meet. Look forward to the next time that you and I meet, and that will be next week when you'll come here for a family session with your mom and dad. And that'll be good. And in the meantime, just give yourself permission to feel what you feel, but to feel good at least as much as you feel bad. Feel bad meaning sad or scared or lonely or what have you, you could also feel glad and happy and blessed. It's just something you can decide to feel, and it'll happen. I know you can make improvements in your feeling of security and self-reliance. You can become more self-sufficient and feel better about yourself. I know that for a fact. And then you can teach other people that have been through similar experiences as you have to do the same. All right. Thanks for listening. See you the next time. All right.